that's like his superpower, if you will, because he's an awkward dude. He obviously hits really hard. He's tough as nails, but I think all of that stems from his relentlessness mentally.
What's next for Izzy?
I don't know. Izzy needs to fight someone.
Yeah.
Not me. I fought him twice already.
October 27th is the date that you'll see Robert Whittaker take on Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. But Rob, before we get to that, just saw a pretty intense sparring session between yourself and World Cruiserweight Champion Jai Opetaia. Walk us through that.
Yeah, it was fun. I sparred him a few years ago, and let me tell you, he's gotten much, much better since then. I'm a big believer in that iron sharpens iron, and to be able to, no one in the UFC has better hands, like not in my division, has better boxing skills than Jai does. So to be able to work with him and to get looks and to see, the places he's taken advantage of that I can adjust and make up for is priceless.
What sort of advantages do you get from sparring a high-level guy like that?
Well, I can tango with the best of them. Mm-hmm. So to be able to get in there and to be able to work with Jai, Chimaev's not going to have hands anywhere near the caliber of Jai. So obviously it's a different sport and it's a different thing entirely, but it makes me better.
I didn't expect you guys to be sparring as hard as you did. It was quite intense. Was that always the plan?
I don't know. I'm sure he's the same. It's like when you get in there and you get a feel for a guy, it's like you want to pick it up. And you know what? That wasn't, in my opinion, that wasn't a wall.
Yeah,
that was just like good sparring.
Okay.
There was nothing bad there. If anything, he let me off a couple times.
Now, Rob, when this fight with Khamzat was re-announced, my first reaction was, what? Why? I mean, you were supposed to fight him in June. He pulled out due to illness. You beat the replacement fighter very, very handily. And Dana White was so impressed that he said that Rob is more than welcome to be the backup fighter for 305 and therefore the number one contender. Why did you decide against that?
Because I'm in the business of bettering myself. Mm-hmm. I think that fight will make me better. I think it'll put me in a good position, like skill set wise, career wise, headspace wise, to fight for that belt and to take that belt back. The timeline's worked out, and I like fighting in the Middle East as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the sense that part of the reason is that you really want to fight Khamzat Chimaev. You really want to challenge and test yourself against this guy. Not personally, okay. Right? It's like it's a challenge. I see him as a challenge and an adversary and an obstacle that'll make me better. And I like challenges. I like pushing myself. Like today even, I like putting myself in those positions that are uncomfortable because I leave better for it. What sort of benefits do you feel that you acquire from having two camps to prepare for the same fighter?
I think skill set wise, I'm ahead of the curve. I think there's a lot of things I worked on that maybe weren't as there were a lot of things I worked on last camp that I've gotten even better at performing this camp. I've gotten, I'm just better for it.
You're obviously coming off an incredible knockout win in the first round, so I can feel the energy, I can feel the aura, and I can feel the confidence. Khamzat Chimaev is coming off very, very different circumstances. What sort of mentality do you feel he will be in coming into this fight against you?
You know what? Normally you'd say, you'd think he'd be a little rough around the edges, but this is kind of how he fights.
Yeah.
He takes a couple of years off.
Used to it?
Yeah, he's sick, and then he comes back and he puts on a stellar performance like he did against Usman. So I'm expecting the best Chimaev. I'm expecting the most dangerous version of himself, and I look forward to it.
Do you feel as though you do get a title shot after this fight? Is this a title eliminator?
Certainly. Yeah, everybody knows. Everyone can see it just because of... it's obvious.
We spoke about the fight specifics last time at the PCYC, but you managed to secure an incredible knockout victory via some incredible boxing combinations against Ikram Aliskerov. I wonder if that's also in store for Khamzat Chimaev, particularly with the skills that you're strengthening here today.
Well, definitely. I'm boxing with Jai.
Yeah.
My striking's only going to get better. Next week I've got sparring with Charlie Bubb. World champion kickboxer. My striking is only getting better, and you can believe that every second you don't see me in a ring or in an octagon striking, I'm out there. I'm on the match wrestling. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly wrestling. I'm constantly grinding, and I'm perfecting myself. I'm really looking to come into this next fight the best version of myself with every box ticked.
All right. Well, speaking of the title, right after that fight at UFC 305, I asked you what you made of it, and you said you need to be willing to die to beat Dricus du Plessis. What did you mean by that exactly?
I just think he's got a really solid headspace and mentality for winning fights. I think that's like his superpower, if you will, because he's an awkward dude. He obviously hits really hard. He's tough as nails, but I think all of that stems from his relentlessness mentally. Like he's literally willing to die out there. And I think if you don't match that mentality, you don't come into the octagon with him with the same headspace, you're not going to take it from him.
What's next for Izzy?
Who cares? I don't know. Like Borrelio, maybe. I think that's people are talking about it. I don't know.
I don't know that he's a big enough name yet, Borrelio.
I don't know. Izzy needs to fight someone.
Yeah.
Not me. I fought him twice already.
Well, because he can't fight for the title next.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
So you'd have to fight. It'd have to be a big fight that wasn't for a belt. So if the UFC was to offer you a non-title fight against Israel Adesanya, I don't imagine you'd take it.
But like, how would it? Like, I'm fighting Chimaev, and the winner is going to fight for title. Like, it's timelines just don't work. But you know, who knows? I'm in the fight industry. He's in the fight industry. We have to run it back 3 times. I will.
Absolutely. And you prepared for Dricus du Plessis before, and I imagine that the preparation for this one will be far more intense this time around, and particularly looking at the skill set that he displayed against Israel Adesanya last month.
Yeah, definitely. He's a really tough dude. I got a lot of good looks. I think Izzy looks outstanding against him. But like I said, I think his mentality and just his work ethic like really showed through. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not really worried about that because you've got Chimaev in the works.
Rob, great to see you again. All the best to you.
Thank you very much. Anyway.